There we go. And okay, here we go. So you can go ahead and just sit with your knees facing upward, move the flesh away from the sit bones, and take the hands underneath the knees. First, sitting up straight, and just kind of lift the shoulders, roll them back and down. Lift and roll and back. Then go ahead and lift the shoulders up, roll them back. And then as you set the shoulders down the back, go ahead and lean back. We're going to start with some simple cat and cows. Inhale, let's lift the navel up, lift the solar plex up, and lift the chin up. And then exhale, bend your elbows outward, then tuck the chin, tuck the navel, and tuck the tailbone. You can go ahead and close your eyes if you'd like to. And as you're lifting, think about rolling up the spine, especially lifting the navel, solar plex, heart, throat, base of the nose, and then rolling back. Your inhale will be finding the breath opening up and lifting. And then the exhale will be tucking, expanding the back side of the body. Move into a rhythm of the breath. Focus on breath and movement being together. And the manipulation of the spine. And the next time that we lift the spine up, lift the heart up, let's take the hands, release them. Fingertips are going to face to the front, but slide the hands slightly behind the hips. Then inhale, lifting up, and when you exhale, let's let the knees drop to the left and gaze over your right shoulder. Go ahead, lift up. Open up, expand, and then when you exhale, look at your left shoulder, but let the knees drop over to the right. Go ahead, find that lift. The inhale, gaze to the right, knees to the left. Keeping this moving, one side, making sure the gaze is always over the other opposite shoulder of the knees. Let's come right back to the center. Grab underneath the knees again. And lift the heart. Lift the solar plex. Even lift the navel. And tuck and roll back again. Inhale, find your lift. And exhale, go ahead and roll back. Now the next time that you lift up, we're going to lift our toes up. I think I'll turn sideways again. Lift the toes up, lift the heart up, and then interlace your last three fingers. We're going to do the Shiva Mudra. So pointer finger and then thumb is up. Knees are nice and bent. And we're going to then inhale and reach as far forward with your torso and your arms. Then go ahead and take the arms to the right, bend the elbows, roll back, and then roll around to the right and come forward from your hips. Then bend over to the left, a little bend in that left elbow, and then you'll bend both to come into the center and forward. So rolling to the right, come into your center, roll back to the right, and come forward. Roll to the left, center, back to the left, and lift the arms all the way up, release the arms, and then take the fingertips towards you, land on your hands behind, walk the feet until the feet are flat, and then just lift the heart, lift the chin, lift the gaze. Take a few breaths here. Then releasing or walking the fingertips up. Let's drop the knees to the left again and look over your right shoulder. Stay for a few breaths here. Now, go ahead and kind of release the shoulders, look forward, pick up your right knee and slide your left underneath. We'll take a twist over to the right. Left arm wraps around the right knee. We'll look to the right. Unwrap and lift the knee up. Lift the heart, drop the knees to the right, and let your gaze go to the left. Give that little twist. We often do this when we're laying on our back. We're just moving gravity up to a seated position. And then turn the gaze forward. Release that left hip down as you lift the left knee up, slide the right leg underneath, and let's do a simple twist to the left. Then we'll take a release of that. Come back to hands underneath the knees and both knees in front. Lift the shoulder flex, lift the heart, find a nice straight spine to start, and then lift up a little further into a back bend. And tuck the tailbone to roll back. And lift. And roll. We'll lift. And roll. Now this time, when you are rolling back, have the toes up and kind of anchor down at the heels. Strengthen from navel to tailbone, and then make that Shiva Mudra again. Pointer fingers forward, thumbs up. Now this time, we're gonna start from back here. Go ahead and from here, bend your elbow to the right. Feel like you're pulling forward and really stretch into it. And now this time when we go back from here, see if you can tuck from the tailbone and then shoot the fingers to straight arms. Use that core a little bit. We'll do the right side a few times. Come over, around to the right, forward. Pull back, Tuck from the navel to the tailbone and shoot the fingertips forward. And then back again. Forward and back. Now let's go to the left. Bend your elbow, take the weight a little bit to the left sit bone, and then both when you stretch forward and then roll back. Make sure from navel to tailbone is your base. Shoot and forward. So we'll bend the elbows when we're coming back, but then when you straighten the arms, get that little tuck in the tailbone. And one more. Bend so we can come forward and go ahead and come back. Hold for a few breaths here. See if you can breathe down into that lower back, tighten the belly, and then bend both knees again. Let's grab underneath the knees and lift the heart. Just open up again and roll back. Go right back to breath and rolling the spine, but transferring through the whole spine rather than staying connected mostly to that core from navel to tailbone. Okay, let's stay in the tuck here. Now, from here, as pick up or let go with your left hand and bring it to your right leg. And as you're lifting up, lift the spine, but pull the right knee in and stretch the left leg out. We're going to take this right leg and cross it over to the outside of the left and then wrap the left. So this will be a little deeper twist. Let's reach into extension with our right arm and then rotate it behind for your twist. Few breaths here. Turn your gaze forward. Use the crease of your elbow to hold on to the knee and bring the foot to the inside. Then take your right arm off of the mat, fingertips facing sideways. We'll drop the knee, bend the left knee a little bit so that we can lift up and just take a nice stretch into this left side. Go ahead, set the knee down, set the hips down. Come on back, grab that right knee with the left elbow, cross it over a second time. But we're gonna take this left foot and just kind of drift it just a little bit towards the right corner of the mat. Then full extension of the right arm again as we rotate behind us for our twist. Go ahead and release that. Come on back and pick up that right knee and then the left knee. Let's grab underneath again and close the eyes and do a couple of cat and cows. Let's start with our cat pose. So exhale and tuck your tailbone and then inhale and find your lift. Exhale, tuck. And then inhale and lift. One more. This time, release the right hand. Kind of stretch that right leg out as you pull the left knee in. Right arm will go behind, around, and take the left behind for a seated twist. Oh, actually, I think we brought our foot across first. Go ahead and bring your foot across and then twist. Turn the gaze forward. Let's pick up that knee with the crook of the elbow. Place it on the inside and then drop that knee out. Once you're there, left hand goes off, fingertips away, and a little bend in that right knee so you can get a really big extension of lifting up with the right arm, lifting up with the hips, and walking out of the left arm. Coming back down, grab underneath the knees. And kind of find your sit bones a little side to side here. Okay. Then again, we're going to do the tuck, but now this time we're going to do full circles one way and then full circles the other way. So lift the heart, bend the elbows, and then look down at the navel as you tuck and roll back. Make sure from navel to tailbone, the bowl of your pelvis is kind of holding you. Then interlace the last three fingers, send those pointer fingers forward and the thumbs up. And we're going to bend our right elbow, move to the right, stretch it forward, and then bend the left elbow, come back. Now, bring the hands right into the heart center and then press out with the arms, straighten them out. Then bend the left elbow, come forward, bend at the waist, bend the right. So it's like you're stirring a pot, but then once you come, stretch it out, tuck that tailbone, move back. You're bending at the waist as much as you can, and then bending that left elbow to stir this pot and press it out. And then back to the left, stir to the right, and press. Bend the knees and send your arms up. So right here, stretching up, reaching up. Then turn the hands, both of them back behind, kind of squeeze, pull your feet in, and think about a reverse table. If it's okay on your shoulders and your neck, keep your chin tucked in and the back of the neck long, and you would press into the feet to move the knees and try to create a table from your shoulder to your knees. And then release down. Lift the heart, kind of walk the hands in. And then one more time, we're going to let the knees head to the left and our gaze over to the right. And then lift that right hip and really feel like you're wringing a washcloth here with the spine. And lift up with the knees. Let them head over to the right. Turn your gaze over your left shoulder. And then again, as much as you can, lift that left glute. Let's come back, switch, and move. And back. And switch. Let's walk both hands up, slide your right leg as far underneath, and before we go to the standing poses, if you wish, you could bring this left leg across the right, or just keep it in this ankle. So you could be here or here. And take another twist to the left. Now, even though the body is twisting, think of the spine rising up and down. Let's think of the base of the nose, the tip of the tailbone, and each breath kind of oxygenating up and down from that place. If there's any release in the muscles or the ribs or the arms, the legs around that, you can twist deeper. Focus on that center line. Release your right arm, lift it up to sweep behind you, and take your weight onto the arms so that you can switch your legs. Maybe the right comes across the leg, maybe it comes in, and we're going to twist to our rights. So again, the spine is lifting up and we're twisting around that. Turn the gaze forward, release from there, and slide both legs back. We're going to be in the center of the mat and come up to a kneeling position. Take your right leg forward and sweep both arms forward, kind of dropping into this left thigh, stretching up with the arms. Spread the fingers, throw the thumbs back, reach up with the, and a nice neutral head and neck. We'll come up to a nice straight feeling here, and then head back with your left hand for a half camel. Reach up to the ceiling with your right arm. Breathe into this. Coming forward, do a full windmill with the arms so that the left hand can come to the ground as the left knee lifts and you are twisting to your right. Slide your right hand to the ground, slide back into down dog, and take a few breaths there. Lift those heels when you come to your kneeling position. Let's lift up both arms in our kneeling position to pull the left leg forward. Once the left leg comes forward, the arms are in extension here. We're going to drop into the right hip and throw the thumbs back and reach up with the arms. And just breathe really deep into this lunge, into this extension. And come back right up to a straight, long spine here to take the right hand back and lift the left one up to the ceiling. Full windmill of the arms, 1 to 2. Lift the right knee, plant the right hand, and twist. Hand to the ground as we glide back into down dog. And breathe from there. Lift those heels, lower down to the knees, and do that simple pop of the arms up again. Let's take our right foot forward. This time, take the right arm behind you, left arm in front, and then bend the elbows, but look over your left shoulder. So it's a reverse twist here. Turn the palms down, both of the palms down. Look as far over your left shoulder as you can as you stretch the arms out. Lift. Remember when we were in our seated twist a moment ago, and we thought of the spine as just right from the crown of the head to the tailbone, a nice, strong breath work there. And twisting around. Go ahead and bend your elbows again. We'll come to Namaste, left elbow across right knee. If you wish to, you can lift your left knee and come into a lunge. The knee can be down. Have the hip a little bit into extension if it is. And if you are lifted up with your knee, try to lift out of your left heel and drive your right hip back. Let's take both hands to the ground, glide into down dog, but this time lift that right leg up. Open up the hip. Press back in to that left leg and breathe. Stretching out, set the foot down and take a few breaths there as well. Access that center line for your breath, your Shushuma, which is the spine, central channel, and lift the heels to lower down to the knees. We are again going to just pop the hands right up and take the left foot forward. As you do so, move the left arm behind you, right arm in front of you, and then bend your elbows. When you're bending your elbows, take this gaze over your right shoulder. Very similar to when we were seated and knees one way and gaze the other. Then turn the palms down, keep gazing over that right shoulder as you stretch both arms equally out. Bending the elbows again, deepen the twist just a little bit to bring your right elbow across for Namaste. You can stay on the knee or drive up onto the ball of the back foot. Lift out of that right heel and lock in the left hip. Wherever we are in this pose, just allow yourself that breath work. Up and down the length of the spine. If there's a release, you can use the elbow across the knee to twist deeper or not. Both hands are to the ground, and when we glide back, let that left leg go back, lift the hip, bend the knee, and really open up. Stretch out with the leg to set the foot down. This time we're going to roll forward into plank. Firm the legs, press out of the heels and press out of the arms. Let yourself glide right down to the belly. And let's do a stack of our hands so that the elbows are bent and your forehead is down. Take a few breaths here. On the next breath, go ahead and lift the elbows and the hands up. Let them float above the mat. Press out through the toes, out through the crown of the head, and just really breathe into this. We're going to do an asymmetrical pose. Take your right hand, sweep it back, fingertips down, and your left hand forward, and fingertips forward. So you'll have a little bend in the left elbow and pressing out of a straighter right elbow and pressing out of a straighter arm there. Take a few breaths, just really pressing down with the fingertips and lifting up with the spine. Then take this left hand, or right hand, so sorry, I keep making, turn the right hand, lift the palm up and stretch it. Go ahead and lift the left, tuck the chin in, and try to engage the whole spine. It's not so much of a back bend as it is a spinal extension and a lot of work. Then bend your elbows and place your forehead back down. And breathe. Go ahead and lift the elbows up with your forehead connected to them. More of an extension than anything else. And then take the left hand and slide it back. Again, fingertips towards you, or towards the heels, and right hand is forward. You're gonna press through both hands as we lift the solar plex. Take a few breaths here, really finding the shoulder blades down the back, the pressure into the fingertips, and that lift of the spine. Then start to turn your left palm up, straighten through that arm, and try to press it up. Sweep the right arm up as well, tuck the chin in, and just reach up and back with your hands, up and forward with your head, and anchor down in all the muscles of the legs and the pelvis. Then bend both elbows and slide them forward to a Sphinx pose. Forearms are planted to the mat. Gaze forward. Breathing up and down that spine. And then from there, kind of lower down with the spine. Slide your hands to your lower rib cage and lift up, and first to a table and then to down dog. Now we worked the front, or we worked the core in that beginning with that seated and then we just worked the posterior part of our body, the muscles along the entire back. As you're in your down dog, just kind of think about those muscles contracting, the shoulder blades back towards the hips. And then think from navel to tailbone on your exhale of a nice, strong kind of base. Lift those heels, lower down to the knees, and go ahead and take a pop up with the hands again. We're going to take our right leg forward and then move our right arm behind us again. Once the right arm's behind, take the left hand forward. Get that reverse feeling now. That reverse feeling for the twist. Windmill back for a half camel. Lift up with the right arm. Have the left hand coming out of your heel. This time when we come forward, we're going to come to a kneeling warrior first. Then as you bend at the waist, you can keep your knee down, or once your hand is here, you can think about lifting up that left leg for Trikonasana. So we can stay on the knee and really get that nice stretch there, or be up on the foot. We'll slide our left hand back to the hip and down to the ground. And now imagine from here, whether you're on your knee or whether you're on your foot, we're gonna press down with the right hand and the right foot, and then feel like you're, as you bend your left elbow, feel like you're pulling a bow back. You're lifting that elbow and driving down into the ground with the hand in both legs. Notice how much you use your back muscles when you do that. And then release the arm up. Circle it back. And bring both hands to the ground. We're going to drop the knee down and sweep both arms straight up. Now go ahead and rotate your right arm behind you again. Then sweep it forward to lower the left. So you end up with your palms together here. Now this time we're going to feel just like we did a moment ago, but this is reverse. Okay, we pulled with, we bent our left elbow. We're going to bend our right elbow and pull it back, like imagine you're holding a bow and arrow here with your left hand, and you're gonna pull your right elbow back. Now just keep pulling that elbow back. Then from here, again, you have the option. We're going to try a reverse Trikonasana from here. The reverse Trikonasana could be just on the knee here with the elbow bent and then extended. Or as you're coming down, you could lift up. Keep lifting that elbow and then extend. Now, whether you're on your knee or on your foot, you want the twist to be just below the shoulder blades. So if we're here, elbow bent and lift, this is just as good a reverse twist as this. When you're going into the legs, you lose stability. So you have to use more stabilizing muscles. Then no matter where we are, we're going to take our right hand down and glide our right leg back and land in down dog. Lift the heels, lower down to the knees, then do that pop up of the hands. Bringing the left leg forward. Go ahead and rotate that left arm back behind you. Right arm in front. Really reach and get that nice lift to start with. Then windmill back, allowing your right hand to be on the heel and the left to be up for a half camel. Lifting to a kneeling warrior. Again, when we go into Trikonasana, you can leave your right knee on the ground and be in the same body structure. Or when you place the hand on the ground, you can lift up to your right foot. You want to, the reason I take us from the kneeling into Trikonasana here is that you're really set in your shoulder blades. So whether you, whichever pose you choose to come from, you're hopefully in a full spinal extension. Then the right hand is going to come back to the hip and down to the ground. Press the ground away with the left hand and foot and pull the elbow, bending and lifting that elbow up as high as you can without disturbing the rest, the base of the pose. Find those back muscles and then stretch up from there. Circle the hand back to the hip and both our hands to the ground and drop the knee down. When we lift up, we're going to lift up to work the left arm behind you to start with, so that we have this reverse twist to start with. And then from here, bringing the hand forward, you have your palms together, left knee forward, and you imagine you're holding the bow in the right hand. Now this time, pull your left elbow back and just keep pulling it. When we come forward at the waist, again, you can keep the knee down or plant the hand and plant the foot, lifting that elbow up. And then extend up with the arm. Taking the left hand to the ground, we're going to glide back into down dog. Come forward to your plank. Press through the heels, press through the arms. And then lower right back down to the belly again. Stack the hands to place the forehead down and take a few breaths. Then from here, go ahead and think of the crown of the head as moving forward and lifting the arms up. We're going to take the left hand back, fingertips facing away from you, and right hand forward to lift up into an asymmetrical cobra. I couldn't think the name of the pose. So we're lifting up into that asymmetrical. Then slide this left hand up and bend the elbows, taking your fingertips towards you. Slide the other hand back. And you notice I like to think of this as kind of like spider arms. You're on your fingertips. Tuck the chin in. Press through the fingertips enough so that you can lift the back of the head up. And then let yourself glide over to the right, glide over to the left, tuck the chin in and lift up from there. And then glide to the left, glide to the right, tuck and find your lift. Then come down, stack the hands and place your forehead down. And lifting the arms up, take your right hand back this time and your left hand forward. Press through the fingertips as we find our lift. Then bring the right fingertips forward first and the left. Tuck the chin in a little bit and press through the fingertips as we lift. And then just glide right and left and left and right. So we'll go one way and then the other. Now go ahead, lower the spine down, slide both hands forward, or not forward, back. Palms facing up. Tuck that chin in, use all the back muscles. Then sliding the hands, this time to the lower rib cage. Press up through the arms and walk the knees in. We're going to sweep the feet around and in front of us again. Grab underneath the knees here, elbows out, feet down, and tuck your tailbone. Lift the heart, opening up. And go ahead and tuck. And find that lift. Before you roll into your tuck. And again, that lift. Now this time when we lift, remember we're going to interlace those last three fingers and take the pointer finger forward. Let's plant the heels but have the toes up. And then bend forward at the waist, circle over to the right, come into the center and engage the arms forward. If you can straighten out through your legs as you're pressing the lower abdomen down, go ahead. But then we're going to bend the knees and come forward. Just reach forward with the torso, with the arms, and let's go to the left. Head to the left, kind of stirring that pot. But now, extend those arms, tuck the tailbone, You can keep the knees bent again or try to straighten out with the legs. And then when we bend them both, come forward. Exhale. Let's take the arms all the way up. Circle them behind. Fingertips are towards you. And drop back onto the arms. Let's take the knees to the right and turn your gaze to the left. And just twist into this. Lifting back up, slide the right leg underneath you and sweep the left around. Let's take the twist to the left. Releasing that right arm back. Slide the feet out and drop your knees to the left and turn your gaze to the right. Now really move into this twist. Lift the right hip, drop the chin to the right shoulder and twist over to the left. Dropping the hip to slide this left foot underneath you, right across, and taking your twist to the right. As we turn our gaze forward, we'll slide both arms behind us, unwind the knees, and grab underneath them again. Get a nice tuck of the tailbone, gazing at your navel, and then lift upward. Find each and every vertebra. Slow that breath down and move into those seated cat and cows. Spinal extension and flexion. And we'll lift up one more time. Just find a nice neutral place to bring our hands behind us. Slide the feet in so that you can roll your spine all the way down and turn the palms to face upward. You could tent the knees together, extend out through the legs, or touch the soles of the feet together. Wherever we land and settle, let's take a cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. An HA sound of. Feel yourself letting go of the effort of the practice. Let go of breath. Let go of movement. Settle into the body. With that next breath, just spread the fingers to expand the palms. Find that sweep of the arms upward. A little stretch right to left and left to right. Just roll over to one side. And then up to a seated position. So thank you for joining me. I'll ask, we can return to our life with a calm mind and a restored body. Namaste.